VDNH, or Exhibition of Achievement of National Economy for short, it's a magnificent park in Moscow, featuring more than 250 Soviet-era palaces and pavilions, arches, fountains, Vostok rocket and Soviet aircraft. I love this place, and I will take you for a short tour around this huge park. The area of this complex is greater than Monaco. The park was built during Stalin's time. It was his dream to showcase achievement of Soviets. Construction started in 1930s, but was not fully finished until 1954. Every pavilion represents different republic, ex-Soviet republic. This was Russia. That one was Armenia, and so on, so on, so on. And they show off in the pavilion what best republic has to offer. This fountain is off now. It's a bit too early, it will be switched on very soon. It's called Friendship of Nations. Every girl represents a republic of Soviet Union. But the fact is, even there was 15 republic, there are 16 girls. The girls are very shiny. And if I'm not mistaken, this one is Moldova, because she's holding grape. Every girl is supposed to be dressed in the traditional costumes to sort of represent the republic, represent the nation. And this one, very fancy one, it's Pavilion of Uzbekistan. This one is one of the most beautiful ones, and it represents Kazakhstan. It's really beautifully decorated on the top. And this is how Kazakhstan pavilion looks from inside. This is a traditional urta, traditional Kazakh houses, traditional clothing. The park is open 24 hours a day, but you'll need to check the pavilion's working time because most of them have a different opening times. Lovely floor, but look at the ceiling. It's stunning. In 90s, this was virtually in ruins. They just turning this to one big shopping center. Every pavilion turning into little shops. All from outside start falling apart because nobody bothered to decorate it and renovate. So when Malushkov one day decided to close it all down, get rid of all these little traders, and brought back it to the full glory like it used to be. And again, every pavilion been given back to countries. It used to, before it was republic, now is a countries, if they wanted to, of course, like you see Kazakhstan wanted, because it's a good representation of their own country. It's very good representation of advertising for tourism. This beauty represents Azerbaijan. If you watch this video to the end, I have a tour of Cosmos Hotel. I have a chance to stay, which is located right opposite the park. It is an old Soviet hotel which was built in 1979 for the 1980s Olympics. And it was a state of the art back then. and you have a chance to see what it looks like now. There's a lot of renovation going on. This pavilion is covered up, and as you can see, this one as well, and that one is a Belarus, Republic of Belarus. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but they try to keep it all traditional, very retro, and the music playing on the radio, all sort of 70s music. Doesn't matter when you come to Vydyn, it's always something going on here. It's always some sort of exhibition. It's a lot of different types of fashion show here. It's very popular because a lot of pavilions here are very huge. This one is actually quite new. It's been built in the 90s. And here you can see a rocket in the front. Back in Soviet Union times, there was a plane there. I'm gonna have a look if it's still there or not. But why it was there? It was open, you can go through. You go through the back, come out through the front. Because back then, a lot of people never even been in a plane. Nobody fly anywhere. Because everybody mostly taking the trains. Of course we had, you can fly to Crimea and all sorts of things. But most of the people prefer trains. But you could come here and walk through the plane and see what it's like inside. Wow, look, it's still here. Plane is still here, but look like it's closed now. But before you could go in and look what's the plane look like from inside. And I wasn't there when I was about 7 or 8 years old. And the reason why this little square has a plane and has this rocket and there's another plane over there, because this is a transport pavilion, this one Cosmos Pavilion. And that one is Museum of Illusion. Look, people come out of the plane, so it's still open. Now you have a helicopter here as well, and some sort of army plane. Have no idea what it is. I will quickly check out this space pavilion, or Cosmos as we call it in Russian. There's the rocket. In my time, there was one rocket inside the pavilion, and you could actually go inside and see. I don't know if it's still there. Entrance to this pavilion is £4. This one is not free. A lot of them free, but not this one. And look, it was £4. Was it? Especially if you are with the children, they probably would love it. This is the spacecraft Vostok 1. This is what Yuri Gagarin was in when he first time ever went to space. Overall, Vostok 1 was launched 6 times, and all 6 times was successful. But look how tiny it is. Can you imagine he was there inside? Human was inside there while being in space. This is a Berkut. The first spacesuit ever was designed. When you look at this, some of these rockets actually not that big. You think they would be a lot bigger. And this is the man himself, Yuri Gagarin. First ever human went to space. Look at how nice ceiling here. You know, everybody now wants to be married to a millionaire or some movie star. But in Soviet Union, to be married to astronaut, this is just was the best what girl could wish. Because they were more than a movie star. Look at this big globe. Look, I'm recording him and he's recording me. Huh. And this is the famous station Mir. I'm actually gonna go inside to have a look what it's like from inside. So, what is the looks from inside? Unfortunately, inside they're looking very disappointing. Interesting. So if you're into this kind of thing, you can spend probably a few hours here. There are a lot of videos to watch, a lot of information. Really, really good pavilion to visit. This one very small pavilion is Geology Pavilion. You can see this road. It's going all the way around. And when I was a little child, in the winter, there was a horse and a sledge. And I remember we used to wait for hours just to get less than 5 minutes ride around this circle. And I didn't mind, because being a sledge driven by horse, it was something magical when you're a child. And look at this little pretty flowers. I don't know how they call in English. Michurinsky Sad, named after this man, Michurin, who was botanist and biologist. And he's created a lot of different trees, apples, cherries, grapes. There are over 1,000 trees here, and none of them the same. They're all different. Obviously they don't look different now because there are no leaves and no trees, apples or cherries or grapes or anything like that on it. This one is a beekeeping pavilion. There's a lot of very important work going on there, because bees are essential to our planet and to our lives. Here they build brand new art object, Lenta Mobius, and it's going to be a walking platform. Little lake with another fountain in the middle. You see all these boats in the summer. You can take a ride, have a drink in cafe, or just chill out over there on the sun lounges. This is very nice and very tranquil part of Aden, huh? Look, man there fishing. See him? If you walk all the way to the end of this Vedenha, you will end up with the Moscow Botanical Garden. It's a long walk, or I think in the summer they have like a little train. Now they have free bus going around. And the Botanical Garden is another amazing thing to see here. But I do think you need to visit this in the summer when everything is blossoming. This pretty building is a school for bakers. You can also take a guided tour of Vdnh, and it's lasts 1 to 2 hours, but you can easily spend here the whole day. Browse the different pavilions, try the different food from different regions of Russia, or just soak up the atmosphere. This is a very popular for tourists and locals alike. Moscow Sun is the Russian answer to London Eye. This is actually 5 meters higher. London Eye is 135 meters, this one is 140. But it's certainly cheaper. It's $11.50 to have a ride, or £40 for a family of 4. You see these wires here? This is a cable car. Unfortunately, it's not working right now. Maybe because it's too early. But I certainly would have had a ride if it would be open. You can see the TV tower here. It's a short ride from Vdnh there, or about 20 minutes walk, so you can visit it in one day. Small Easter exhibits. Russian Orthodox Easter was last Sunday. Normally it's a week after the English one, but last year's actually was same day. I love this place. Many great memories from my childhood and teenage associate with this park. Make sure to come here for a cultural site while you're in Moscow and enjoy exploring Vdnh. And this is a legendary Cosmos where I stayed. And in front you have a statue of Charles de Gaulle. I don't know why. It looks quiet now, but hotel is actually fully booked because it's right opposite Vdnh. And right now it's very fancy, really popular exhibition going on there. And everybody come in and look. If you've seen my reel, I have it on a reel. It looks very, very impressive. Because obviously it's so big, there are a lot of stuff here. It's a Cosmos food restaurant, it's a pub. If you go just down there, I will go there in a minute. There is a restaurant where you have breakfast, hairdresser, souvenir shops. This is a good time to film it because it's quite late. It's almost 10 o'clock in the evening, which means it's very quiet. This hotel was built in 1979 for the Olympics, for all the foreign guests. And I don't think it's been changed ever since. There is some sort of display of dolls. It's looking very tired, but to me it's kind of blast from a past. Bring back memories. I mean, obviously, in 1979, it must have been looked amazing. Beer pub is quite busy. Unfortunately, I don't think if they ever get that full or they just staff not trained very well. All the staff in the reception seems to be so stressed. Anything you ask them, they're like, And it's my last night, tomorrow I'm going back. So as you can see, it's huge. It's very, very big. very tight security. Even before elevator, when you go up, if you can see men walking up and down, he will ask you for your key, to show him key. If you don't have a key, you cannot go upstairs unless you come with a guest who has a key. So there you are. It's all the souvenir shops. And this place, obviously it's closed now because this is the restaurant where you have your breakfast, lunch and dinner. Beauty salon, again closed. But this seems to be always closed. I wanted to do my haircut and they never open. This is my floor, 14th floor. I don't think they changed carpet since they built the hotel. It's quite dirty and old. And this is my room. 1457. See the old 70s door? Quite a spooky corridor. Unfortunately, they didn't have any rooms with one big bed. So room is just pretty normal. Tired, good size, not too small, not too big. On the video you can't really see it, but it's really weird pink color on the wall. Don't like this. But what surprised me is the way the toilet here. Why it is this way? So why? This is a great idea. All these trees on both sides of this installation represent a region in Russia, which would be county in UK. And I think it's really a nice idea. Because people walk past, they're reading, and if they didn't even know some areas where existed, they know it now. For example, this is the Moscow region, and they have like a little traditional plates and things associated with this region. And so on, so on, so on. Love this idea. This tree, it's covered in all these balls with the neat and accessories because it represents Orenburg region, which is very famous for wool and the knitted accessories, especially scarves. And all these little pictures, it's a representation of the gingerbread, because Tulsky region popular for the Tulsky prяники, which is type of gingerbread. I will leave you here now to watch Vadenha amazing light show while the Russian Forum exhibition was on. Of course, it was just to show off how well Russia doing now despite all the sanctions. But I thought the show was magnificent and light was beautiful. So enjoy!